Welcome back to the channel, guys. Glad to have you back. I am glad to be back. Sorry, I had to take a few days off to finish my move. I was moving for a couple of days. I'm sure you guys know how that is. So I am glad to be back, but I have not left the markets. I've got some great content for you guys today. We're going to be talking about Nervos and Cardano and not just their partnership, but I am going to show you why I think Nervos is going to be the next big blockchain to hit the scene. And this is definitely a sleeping giant. Right now, Nervos is CKB has been moving nicely upward, broke its downward trend, and we are now above 1 cent at around 1.2 cents. And Cardano as well, up about $1.42, currently testing some resistance at a key Fibonacci. So we're going to get into some of the technicals a little bit later. I did want to get into some of the fundamentals today on Nervos. I'm going to start off with the Cardano Nervos partnership, because I do believe that there are key strategic reasons why that partnership was formed. And Nervos has some pretty sly tricks up their sleeve. And I think, like, in the next 6 months to a year, we're going to see some pretty phenomenal things coming out of the Nervos team. So I wanted to jump into that. And yeah, and please check out my previous video on crypto regulations. I just do a brief overview on the crypto regulations, the new bill that's being, the infrastructure bill that's being proposed. I do think that you guys should hear that. If you are an investor and you are planning on to continue to invest in cryptocurrencies, I would definitely check out that video. So let's jump right in.
About your bones. I hold no grudges, just loving on the microphone. When you enter my life, I hope you leave better. Not to mention filled up and fully loaded pressure. Don't come, but I know you'll overcome. Why am I so confident? All of heaven got my back. I know what the bottom looks like, it ain't rocking. I know how it feel to be alone, ain't popping. The flip side is a whole nother option, and that's the side I'm living on. Doing more than talking. I know what the bottom looks like, it ain't rocking. I know how it feel to be alone, ain't popping. The flip side is a whole nother option, and that's the side I'm living on.
Cardano is approaching the final stages of their testnet and full smart contract functionality. The testnet is playing a key role in the smart contract integration, and in a recent tweet, IOHK has reported that phase 1, Alonzo Blue, was a success. And congratulations to the IOHK team, with only very minor bugs, with plans to be fully live with smart contract functionality by the last week of August or the first week of September, in a recent AMA by Charles Hoskinson. Cardano's roadmap is right on target to the launch of smart contract capabilities. And the next two phases, Alonzo White and Alonzo Purple, are not expected to cause any major delays. So Hoskinson reported that it is a 30, 60, 90-day plan that what this actually means is that you start off with Blue. It's a little smaller, more tight-knit. We start off with the basic functionality, bring a few pioneers, a few SPOs on, and we start rolling. We move on to Alonzo White, where we now cast a little bit wider net, and we bring in more partners, and now you start running more performance benchmarks and things of that nature. Hoskinson went on to say that the White rolls into Purple, which is now fully public. We're talking about every pioneer. We're talking about most SPOs, if not all SPOs. We're talking about exchanges. So this is very exciting for the Cardano network. Hoskinson apparently reported in a recent AMA that that at this stage, we're really ready to go, he said. Once you get to the purple stage, we are pretty much close to the hard fork combinator event. And Hoskinson expects that the Alonso upgrade will bring a lot of activity to the company and the wider Cardano community in the next 3 months. He capped the report excitedly, saying that this is going to be the busiest 90 days in my company's history and in the ecosystem's history. As many of you guys know, Cardano is a global blockchain initiative, and it is, it's the first blockchain that is peer reviewed and academically developed by a group of experts in the field. The Cardano team is made up of primarily engineers, academics, and of course Hoskinson, who was one of the original founders of the Ethereum project. So they have, an experienced CEO at the helm, and created in 2015. The team set out to build a native blockchain from scratch, and they are laser focused on ensuring that Cardano fulfills the purpose that it was created for. And basically, that is to run a digital platform free from financial middlemen. One that is more inclusive and sustainable than other blockchain platforms. Cardano now has over 100 commercial projects in the pipeline. And so that's very exciting. I've been, taking a look through some of the stuff, on their website, and they have many different websites. So you have to kind of, dig around a little bit to see kind of what's going on. But yeah, 100 commercial projects, some of them sealed contracts with large governments like Ethiopia and Tanzania. But the Cardano Foundation and IOHK are not just targeting governments. They have recently gained interest from Fortune 500 companies looking to build projects on the Cardano network. So as we can see here, we've got tagged final Alonso White version 12 hours ago. So very recent updates. Alonso release on August 5th. And then just 12 hours ago, final Alonso White version. So very exciting stuff for the Cardano team. And as many of you guys know, 72% of all Cardano ADA tokens are staked on the network, which amounts to about $30 billion out of the $42 billion market cap. This includes around 2,745 active staking pools with a total of nearly 716,000 staked wallet addresses. This is a very good sign. That so many holders have faith in the network and have staked their tokens in the ecosystem. More recently, Grayscale added ADA to its digital large cap GDLC, making it the third largest component of the fund's basket after Bitcoin and Ethereum. Grayscale is seen as a benchmark of institutional interest in the cryptocurrency markets. So the fact that it is in the top 3 of their holdings says a lot about investor sentiment, institutional investor sentiment around Cardano. So for those of you who have been, DCAing and purchasing during the recent dip, you've made a really good choice. Cardano promises the possibility of greener blockchain footprint, lower gas fees, and higher throughput, which we believe makes it a prominent venue for NFTs, as well as DeFi mainstream adoption, which are the 2 areas that institutional investors are very much interested in. So a lot going on for Cardano right now. Very exciting times, and with Cardano's ERC20 converter hot and ready to go, projects will deploy quickly from ETH to ADA. There are many projects eagerly waiting in the background for the Cardano smart contract launch. In less than 6 months from the launch of smart contracts on the network at the end of this month, the Cardano ecosystem will see a drastic change. for those investors who have been buying, the gains will be profoundly life-changing. And for those who have slandered the project, well, those who laugh last laugh best. That's all I got to say. Public blockchain projects Nervos and Cardano have also recently joined forces. So this is sort of old news, and I know you guys know about this, but we are moving our way to a point here. I just wanted to I wanted to kind of go through secession here and lead us down a chain of thought, because public blockchain projects Nervos and Cardano they've launched this research initiative to enhance the security of smart contracts, and to accomplish that, they are improving the unspent transaction outputs, and those are called UTXOs. For those of you who might not be familiar with the term. UTXOs are one of the most common accounting methods first adopted by the Bitcoin network. Nervos and Cardano have been co-authoring research papers on how to improve UTXO models, open source future developments, and explore the creation of a universal standard for the accounting method. They will form an alliance with other UTXO-based blockchains to help collaboration across research, development, and education in the industry. UTXO, which keeps track of a user's unspent transactions across all of their accounts and monitors every single transaction, is a more secure alternative to the account-based accounting method used by smart contract-based blockchains such as Ethereum. Now, while Ethereum has gained first mover advantage, that lead is slowly diminishing. Cardano's cutting-edge research, strategic partnerships with other projects like Nervos, and other advancements in cryptographic technology poise the project for huge strides over the next few months. And Ethereum is especially vulnerable to hacks, since they are using an outdated account-based accounting method, particularly for their decentralized finance protocols, as it simply keeps track of the and I'm just going to try to break this down, but it keeps track of the overall balance of a user's account, but it doesn't monitor the individual transactions within it. And the key to that is that Nervos and IOHK have adopted modified versions for their respective blockchains. The two projects will basically share proprietary information to improve the accounting method, and the partnership is ready to unleash the fury of high-speed, scalable, and effectively secure alternative to Ethereum's design. And I'm not hating on Ethereum here. I'm just pointing out, the strategy of Cardano and Nervos partnership, and the reason why they partnered, and what they're actually setting out to do. And obviously, since they are competitors to Ethereum, they're setting out to take market share from Ethereum. While I don't see Cardano and Nervos as being strictly competitive projects, because they're both highly focused on interoperability. Obviously, their technology has recent innovations that Ethereum does not have. So, and obviously, if you want to achieve scalability and mass adoption, and you're going to have to release a product that is obviously more better than what is existing out there currently, or people are just not going to use it. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And so we're just going to, cover some of the simple, basic differences between Ethereum and Cardano and the Nervos network, and why the partnership between Cardano and Nervos really, is going to give Ethereum a run for its money. And, when I first came across Nervos and I started doing research into this project, I was pretty amazed by the technology here. And I think you are too. I think what some of the information we're going to cover here today is really going to make you a believer in why this project is probably going to be one of the bigger projects coming up on the scene in the very near future. So Nervos and IOHK have adopted modified versions for their respective blockchains. The two projects will share proprietary information to improve this accounting method, the UTXO accounting method, and the partnership is ready, so recently, all has been quiet since the announcement of the partnership between Cardano and Nervos, but do not take that silence for a lack of advancement on market share. Cardano launched its transition to its next major development phase, bringing it one step closer to smart contract functionality, while Nervos unveiled its new token standard SUDT to compete with Ethereum's ERC20 standard. So what does all this mean? Nervos, one of China's biggest blockchain and crypto projects, announced the launch of its own token standard, the SUDT, and Nervos has made significant improvements to its infrastructure to support a wide range of DeFi applications, from payments and lending solutions to decentralized exchanges. The new token standard aims to compete with the ERC20 standard, with one of the key differences being that Nervos standard eliminates smart contract risk by making the assets tamper-proof. So, is Nervos's SUDT better than Ethereum's ERC20? The SUDT, which is short for Simple User Defined Token, will allow developers to create and issue their own tokens on the Nervos network. So basically, what is happening is that Nervos is becoming a native asset protocol. So basically, it'll be able to have, people will be able to develop their own tokens on Nervos like they could on Cardano. Cardano has a very similar approach to their platform as well. So China's Nervos launches own token standard to compete with Ethereum. So Nervos has made significant improvements to its infrastructure to support a wide range of DeFi applications. And the new token standard aims to compete with Ethereum's ERC20 standard token. The SUDT, which stands for Simple User Defined Token, will offer, a faster, more scalable network with lower transaction fees. And similar to Ethereum's ERC20, the SUDT is a technical standard behind smart contracts that guides the distribution of tokens on the blockchain. So basically, it enables users to create an unlimited number of tokens with any SUDT-enabled Nervos wallet. So very, very easy, right? So with any SUDT-enabled Nervos wallet, a user of the wallet can create an unlimited number of tokens. So that's pretty interesting, right? I mean, that's pretty convenient. Like no code. You don't have to go in. You don't have to be a developer to create native assets. You can just go in the wallet and actually create them. So this is just, bringing us much closer to mass user adoption. Unlike the ERC20, there's no need to redeploy a smart contract on the chain for each new token that you create. SUDT defines the implementation of the token standard, not just the interface. New programming libraries and tools currently available will also allow developers to easily integrate SUDT tokens into dapps, or decentralized applications. The SUDT standard is a critical addition to the Nervos infrastructure, taking Nervos from a single asset platform to a multi-asset platform. by enabling anyone to deploy tokenized assets secured by Nervos's proof of work based layer 1 blockchain. SUDT establishes Nervos's design as a multi-asset store of value blockchain and greatly expands its utility for DeFi applications. So we're talking about, the convenience, the ease of use, and the ability to create native assets super easy from a Nervos wallet. Okay, so and this is not just something that they've slapped together. I mean, this is academically researched, right? So, and this is the IOHK and Nervos team working together to come up with a revolutionary new technology that is going to change the way that cryptocurrencies function and what developers can do with it. So, that's just one piece of the story, right? And then, another piece of the story that I wanted to point out, and why I think that Nervos is a sleeping giant, is because China's blockchain push, right? So, as many of you guys know, China has been, putting the heat on the Bitcoin miners, and all the miners left the country and with their tail between their legs, and ended up in Miami and all that good stuff. So Nervos is China's leading and largest blockchain. As many people are still traumatized by China's surge on Bitcoin miners, the perceived sentiment is that China has a distaste for all things crypto. But this is just simply not the case. In a recent article here, China's national blockchain project has been highlighted in full support and integration for the Nervos network. And as many subscribers to this channel know, VeChain's partnership for smart city development has been the technological jewel of the country, right? But the VeChain project and the Nervos project are distinctly different in the types of partnerships that they have with the Chinese government. And I'm going to get into some of this stuff. I'm not going to try to get into too much of the technical stuff, but if you are an investor and you're interested in knowing what is going to be one of the biggest players in the very near future, this video is probably something you want to listen to. So just about a month ago, this article reported that China's blockchain service network, or the China BSN project, is just one part of a broader push to leverage blockchain technology within the country. So Hasib Qureshi, the managing partner of crypto-focused Dragonfly Capital, said local sources confirmed the BSN will feature the Nervos network apart from other unannounced as of yet public blockchains. So let me just go over here. And so this is the Hainan. The city of Hainan in China is a pilot region for blockchain development. So this article here just talks a little bit about the BSN push to open up the support for public blockchains will help China accelerate innovation within crypto. Blockchain, not Bitcoin, is the gateway drug. Embracing true decentralization is the inevitable next step. So big things for the Nervos network in China. And let me get to the next article here, because I do think that China's so let me see here. Korea. So China's blockchain efforts have not gone unnoticed among global governments. As reported by Crypto Slate last month, Korea is said to be concerned about China's quick rise to the top of the blockchain developer in the world. Icon founder Ho Kim tweeted about this sentiment, saying they are convinced that blockchain will be the main technology in the era of data economy. And The article points out that there is a growing concern that China is ahead and Korea needs to act now or miss the boat. Korea has even unveiled a $400 million fund to spearhead its own efforts towards blockchain regulation, development, and setting up a legal sandbox for cryptocurrencies. So Nervos at the center of China's, and here's part of, I've been informed by multiple sources that China's BSN is going to be integrating with public blockchains, the first of which are Ethereum and Nervos network. And this is what Hasib Qureshi had posted back on June 28th, about a month ago. But what I've found is that China moved away from Ethereum, and nothing, there was really no movement there. They did some research with the Ethereum network, but there was no further talks as far as I could find. But there has been a lot of stuff going on about China and the Nervos network. As many of you guys know, and if you guys are interested, go back and watch my video on VeChain in China. There's actually a few videos that cover smart cities. But if you watch my video on smart cities, and I do talk about the Hainan district in there, which is this pilot smart city, which is going to utilize blockchain technology within it, and the partnership between VeChain and Nervos network and the Chinese government. But right now we're focused just primarily on Nervos network because while I am obviously a huge supporter of the VeChain network, VeChain is working primarily in tracking carbon emissions, supply chain management, shipping, stuff like that. RFID tags and all that stuff. So right now I'm just talking about the finance side, the economic side of China's blockchain adoption. And so called China's first blockchain pilot zone, Hainan boasts 175 companies, including foreign firms like Microsoft and HP, working on blockchain and distributed ledger focused systems. The region allows for increased collaboration and relaxed policies to run test pilots and other relevant arrears. So, as per a conference held in the provincial capital Haikou, Chinese officials said the government will support the local blockchain industry via technological application, social investments, and talent cultivation. So, what does this mean for Nervos? China's blockchain service network, or the BCN, basically will fully integrate a permissionless blockchain developed by Hangzhou-based Nervos, which will allow Chinese developers access to a public chain, a first for a government-backed project. So basically, the Chinese government is funding and deploying developers on the Nervos network to to test and run projects on the network. So why does this matter? Well, I'm going to tell you why. So China's BSN to integrate public blockchain Nervos. This came out about a month ago, by the way, and I'm a little behind behind the time here, but let me tell you. No one else is talking about this, by the way. I hear a lot of stuff about crypto projects, but this was not something that I've ever heard before. And so I do think that it's important that if you're an investor out there and you're interested in finding a project that's worthy of jumping in on, I do think this is something to consider. Because China does not back just any project, and they're doing big things behind the scenes with trying to promote technological advancement using cryptographic technology. So So let's jump back into this. So China's blockchain services BSN will fully integrate a permissionless blockchain developed by Nervos, which will allow Chinese developers to access a public blockchain. And Nervos's permissionless or public protocol will be made available to all BSN nodes, including those in China. This marks a major change in the BSNs and, by implication, the Chinese government's treatment of public blockchains. So basically, developers will be able to use the Nervos blockchain protocol to build their decentralized applications, dapps. The project timeline has been targeted for late summer 2021. It actually says late July here in this article. But there were some conflicting reports in some of the information that I found, which targeted August, and then one other one targeted early September. Let's see here. So Nervos is basically building interoperability with Cardano, but also with other blockchains as well, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many others. Hence the name Nervos, or central nervous system of the blockchain technology, which will be central to interoperability across all platforms and projects. So the goal of Nervos is to, sort of be a central hub and allow interoperability and access to all blockchains from its Neuron wallet. So very, very interesting stuff here. So right now we rely on DEXs to, like when you go to stake a coin, right? So if you go to, Shiba Swap or Pancake Swap, or so you put your coins in, and then you get a different coin back, right? So you get like X SHIB, or there's all you store these native assets to represent the stake that you have in the DEX. Well, with Nervos, there's no need for a DEX, right? Because the Neuron wallet itself will be able to be a bridge across blockchains. So you can jump from one blockchain to another without having to convert your assets into another asset. So this is huge, right? So this is something that I think, right, this is the research that beyond the accounting UTXO stuff that Cardano and Nervos is working on together. And the reason why that UTXO is so important is because you need to understand the value of the coin that you're moving from one chain to another, right? So in order to you need to weight the value of that coin. And I think that's the whole purpose behind the research in the UTXO. But, what Nervos is attempting to do here is sort of create a network that has no need for exchanges, where you can, freely move across one blockchain to another and access dapps from many different blockchains. So the BSN aims to make blockchain development cheaper and more accessible to developers around the world. Software engineers can connect to its network of city nodes to access development tools and cloud infrastructure to deploy their dapps. Nervos is the first Chinese permissionless chain to be integrated on the BSN. So very, very interesting stuff going on for Nervos and their partnership with the Chinese government. So Nervos is also one of China's most important emerging blockchain companies. They are backed by Polychain and Sequoia Capital, and tout themselves as maximally secure, permissionless, and censorship resistant. Nervos's chief architect, Jan Shai, worked directly with one of Ethereum's co-founders, Vitalik Buterin, as their core researcher. And one of Nervos's co-founders, Daniel Liu, is the former CTO of mToken, the world's largest Ethereum wallet. The Nervos base layer basically uses a proof of work algorithm and inherits the best parts of Bitcoin, according to the company website. The second layer of the protocol empowers developers to build scalable dapps, smart contract functionalities, and more. So, I wanted to jump into this next article because I wanted to, dig a little bit deeper into some of the fundamentals behind Nervos. So, understanding Nervos's multi-chain solutions. Nervos is a sleeping giant, and the proof is in the technology, right? The product and its partnership with Chinese government. And while VeChain has partnered with the Chinese government to enhance carbon tracking and supply chain management, Nervos will be the key to interoperability and cryptographic functionality at high speeds and low transaction fees. And right now, so at the heart of the Nervos is a group of tools or multi-chain solutions, which are aimed at creating universal applications, which are apps that transcend individual blockchains to work seamlessly across every blockchain in the ecosystem. So, yeah. So, I mean, I know that probably doesn't surprise a lot of people. To me, that is mind-blowing. Right, considering where we are right now, in order for me to move my funds from the Cardano network to the Ethereum network, I have to go through an exchange and I have to pay the exchange. In order for me to go from Polygon to, Elrond or to Solana, I have to go through an exchange and I have to pay the exchange. But with Nervos, I will be able to move from blockchain to blockchain, move my assets from, one DApp to another, and no fees involved and very low transaction fees. So this is kind of what we're getting close to seeing very soon and not in a very far future, right? The Cardano network already has this technology. And, they're sharing their technology and their information with Nervos. They're working on it together with Nervos. So this partnership is more than just financial in nature. It is going to release the most significant interoperable crypto technology that we've ever seen before. So here's some of the Nervos stuff that's going on. So they've got Polyjuice, which is an Ethereum virtual machine or an EVM compatible layer running on top of the CKB that enables the deployment of any Ethereum dApp on the network. So as you guys know, CKB is the native asset on the Nervos network. So Polyjuice is going to allow the deployment of any Ethereum dApp on the Nervos network. Then they've got Godwoken, a framework to build rollups, which are scaling solutions that perform transactions outside a layer 1 blockchain, such as Ethereum or Nervos, and trustlessly verify their executions on the base layer protocols. As well as our layer 1 cross-chain bridge. So this is pretty interesting. So layer 1 cross-chain bridge, as many of you guys know, is the ability to move an asset from one chain to another. Force bridge is a cross-chain bridge that connects Nervos to other chains, making it easier for Ethereum developers to expand their dApps and user base to the Nervos ecosystem. So very, 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 very interesting stuff going on here. And so this article, and you can find this right on the Nervos website, but it goes into some of the more, the technology behind making that happen. And we'll give you a little sneak peek into some of the functionality that this is going to offer. But yeah, so it looks like Nervos is not only making themselves fully compatible with Cardano, but they're also going to be fully compatible with Ethereum and with Bitcoin. So people will be able to access Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano, and as well as many other chains on the Nervos network. So yeah, very, very cool. And so, if you are accumulating, if you are accumulating Nervos right now, you are probably a very wise investor